Attention please. The content of this channel is okay for children ages 13 and up. As a fellow parent, what you allow your children to consume is still up to your discretion. And with that said, let's get back to our scheduled program.
Transformers Generation 1 Season 5 was like an hour-long guitar solo for toy designers. Split into 3 episodes and wasting no time, we had our 6 Autobot Headmasters, Brainstorm, Chromedome, Hardhead, Highbrow, and Cerebros. We'll talk about the 6th one in a moment. On the flip side, we had our Decepticon Headmasters, Skullcruncher, Mindwipe, Weirdwolf, Apeface, Snapdragon, and Scorponok. Along with those Headmasters, we got a myriad of other toy lines as well. Now that 6th Autobot, you're probably asking yourself, didn't RC have a toy? She was a Headmaster too? And the answer is no, which I talk about in this video, The New Blood, which you should watch too, like, comment, you know what I'm saying. As much balls and bravado as our Transformers forefathers had taking chances launching multiple toy lines, they drew the line at releasing any female Transformers. The only official G1 female Transformer that received a toy release was in Japan in 1988 from Fight, Super Robot Lifeform Transformers, under the Super God Master Force banner per the TF Wiki, and that's Headmaster Minerva.
But Wayne, actually, there was a Headmaster RC released in the Titans Return line, which is a remold of Blur.
Oh, why thank you, Reddit nerd. But today in the Headmasters Part 2, we're just going to focus on the 4 main Autobot Headmasters. Due to lack of space, I do not have Fortress Maximus, but I was thinking about it. That said, if you like this video and you would like to learn more, I have another video which you can watch here talking about the Decepticon Headmaster toys, and that'll do it for plugging my channel. You, like myself, probably have a similar relationship with these 4 robots. We just really knew them as toys and nothing more. To quickly recap, Brainstorm was the one who was thinking of pairing with organic beings, and Daniel Witwicky is really the catalyst to the Headmasters actually being a thing. Injured by Snapdragon, becoming a Headmaster saved Daniel's life. His father Spike became Cerebros' Headmaster, who was in turn Fortress Maximus' head. Our Nebulons, Duros, Arcana, Stylor, and Xort respectively teamed up with the 4 bots we're covering today, which in hindsight, revisiting this 39 years later, it kind of sucks that the main plot device of this toy line didn't receive a figure, but that's Transformers for you, and misogyny.
Kiss your afterburners goodbye, Decepticon slime!
And then you have the Transformers multiverse, from the comics that released in the US, the comics that released in the UK, the manga in Japan, the anime in Japan. So if you ended up desiring more endgame G1 Transformers media, it's definitely out there and available for you to consume. And I've blabbed enough, let's get into what you came here for. The figure stats. The original Autobot Headmaster characters were all released in 1987, when the Transformers Generation 1 cartoon seemingly was about to die off, and in 1988 a second batch of smaller Earth mode Autobot Headmasters not covered in this video were released as well as their Decepticon counterparts. Anyway, these, like the Decepticons, are all deluxe class figures, all around 5.5 inches. Highbrow is slightly taller, coming in at 6 inches, and I personally appreciate the fact that all of these figures scale together pretty well, especially with the Studio Series 86 figures. Titans Return Chromedome comes with a Headmaster Stylor, as well as 2 guns, and his appearance is based off of his IDW comic variant. The Takara Legends variant LG32 was released with the larger rifle, as well as a small partner droid, Moguru, in place of the smaller rifle that the Titans Return variant came with. And of course, a Headmaster's cartoon-accurate head sculpt for the Headmaster bot Chrome, and a more accurate color scheme. And our retro Headmaster variant, which I'm showing today in this video, comes with the Legend style head and the G1 toy accurate colors. Just so I don't sound like a broken record, here's the template. Titans Return, styling based off IDW comics. Takara Legends, styling based off of the Headmasters anime, comes with a mini comic. Headmaster names normally don't match the American Headmaster names, and they all come with some kind of little partner droid. The retro Headmasters, styling and color are based off of the G1 toy, with Headmasters anime accurate head sculpts. Moving along to our next bot, Brainstorm is going to cause a brainstorm. Originally in 2016, he only came as a part of a Titan Force multi-pack, and then later released under the Titans Return line to the general public in the same year. The Titans Return figure comes with a nose cone, accessory shield, a rifle, and Headmaster Manga. This figure features a faceplate similar to the American G1 cartoon character and is a heavy retool of Titans Return Blur. This figure apparently had a manufacturing issue where the tampografs on the legs were applied upside down. The Takara Legends figure LG39 had some drastic color changes and comes with a partner drone Synapse. The Headmaster is named Kana instead of Teslor, and the face was retooled without a faceplate covering the mouth like the Sunbow Hasbro version. The Retro Headmaster follows the same formula mentioned earlier, G1 toy accurate colors, Takara Legends face sculpt, no mini drone companion. Next up, we have Hardhead, the soldier of the group. This is the first modern Headmaster I've received in my collection. Coincidentally, he was the Walmart Retro release version. I never even bothered to validate this before selling off my copy that was brand new in box. The original Titans Return release comes with a rifle that some folks have mentioned is modeled after an actual G36K, and a large shoulder cannon along with Titan Master Furos. A neat feature is the rear of the cannon can open up so another Headmaster can ride in it like a turret, while the opposite cockpit can be occupied by another robot, and most importantly, this faux tank has little wheels for it to properly roll when it's in alt mode. The Takara Legends version, LG21, the Headmaster's name is Rose and includes the partner drone Tankette. The Retro Headmaster release comes with Duros, and this one has the tampografs on it that mimic the original 1987 toy. And last on the list is Highbrow. The Titans Return version comes with 2 rifles and a Titan Master Xort, trademark issues. The Legends variant, LG33, comes with Headmaster Gorder and Cargo, the partner drone, and it brings us home to the Retro Headmasters version, which comes with Headmaster Gort, not Zort, and this release fixed some issues with the Titans Return release, which apparently had some floppy legs. Instead, he comes with a Headmaster that just flops around. This was the one figure out of the bunch I had to perform the superglue trick with that I mentioned in the part 1 video. And that'll take us to our next section, which we kind of glanced over in the first video, but upgrade kits. As I mentioned in the prior video, there really aren't any upgrade kits for these figures. I know Toy Hacks has some gnarly sticker kits for the figures that can add a little more flares to the figures if that tickles your fancy. And of course, I can't find where I saw it, but someone makes replacement or animation accurate weapons for the Headmasters. But who knows, I could be making this up. And that'll take us to the next section, what I like about the figures. I'll start with Chromedome. I appreciate that the wheels have brake discs in them and seem like they're multiple pieces, and that the front disc brake is bigger than the rear disc brake, which I think is a criticism I actually had in the Studio Series 86 Jazz video that I only noticed when taking video of the figure.
Correction, it was this Bumblebee figure.
Chromedome definitely has an interesting color scheme, very akin to Outback's color palette. It sucks that these characters were all an afterthought in American media because I don't remember or know anything significant about them other than I'd seen them around with all of the other crazy Transformers available to buy when I was 7 or 8. Chromedome and Brainstorm are the only 2 of the bunch with a waist swivel, which is rather unfortunate, but I'd still like to say the engineering for these figures definitely were heading in the right direction for almost 10-year-old toys. Let us hope that Hasbro doesn't intend to keep milking these molds like we've been seeing with Weirdwolf and all of these robots. At least Brainstorm and Highbrow are unique enough to not be reused for another figure's design. But let me get ready to eat my shoe in case we see that. They could probably build upon Chromedome's mold to make a counterpunch figure. I also really like the G1 toy throwback stickers, tampografs on Hardhead and Brainstorm, as well as the fact that Brainstorm's fuselage can either be stored on his back or removed and used as a shield, blaster, or whatever it's called in the manual, just like his G1 counterpart. I also really dig the cannon on the back of Hardhead that can double as a shoulder turret and opens up to allow another Headmaster to chill in it. That's a neat gimmick. I think the Decepticons are the stars of this lot of characters, unfortunately, and that will take us to our next section, cost and value. Alright, broken record time. I purchased all of these figures as a set brand new in box off of eBay, as I mentioned in my last video, roughly for the cost of about $25 a figure, so I'm stoked about that. Normally backlog collecting can get expensive, and I know there are some other folks who are mentally insane like myself as well, and consider things like purchasing a variant of a figure you already own that you may have wanted more than the one that you bought, but just didn't have the funds at the time. Or whatever the scenario, I'm not trying to put you in my shoes and vice versa. For what they are, I'm cool with them. I feel it's fair when figures start to get into that $35 to $50 range that it's open season to start dogging them for low effort versus expectations. But the deluxe class figures to me are like troop builder toys financially. Would it be nice to see more of this modern engineering trickle down into some of these figures? Sure, but I ain't mad at it either. And that'll take us to our next section, things I don't like. Just like I said in part 1, if these figures came out in 2025, I'd dog the absolute crap out of these toys. But for them being 10-year-old molds, loose hips on 2 of the figures that actually have waist rotation, Highbrow has hip ratchets because apparently his Titan Returns figure was really bad in that department, and I saw some other crazy claims such as figures just breaking or exploding transforming them. I think just seeing stuff like that, I just put them in alt mode like once, and then I'm like, oh cool, and then back to bot mode and to the shelf you go. The bobblehead on Highbrow had me super tight. It's so random buying new figures and having something about them being off. I've yet to own a Headmaster toy where the Headmaster doesn't stay in their socket, but I've seen some crazy stuff where that was happening to people, and I guess I'm just glad I haven't experienced it myself. And really not so much these figures, but just Titan's Return, like making everything and everyone a Headmaster, was kind of stupid to me. I mean, I do think it's clever how they engineered some kind of gimmick into all of these figures so you'd have somewhere to store the head. But for me, a far removed Transformers fan who literally grew up on G1 and having a parasocial relationship with these characters, and then coming back into collecting and doing the Leo when I see a figure that sparks that nostalgia synapse.
Here I come.
I feel like I go into full-on What a Fool Believes by the Doobie Brothers mode. Thinking I know these characters and we had this amazing relationship, and that was only a figment of my imagination in reality. I don't know shit about these guys.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Collecting them years later, casually dipping your toe into the lore pool and getting confused because all of the new toys have gimmicks that you think you remember or are missing gimmicks you remember. Then getting all excited about your figures only to do yourself a disservice and read forums to find out why there are so many different versions of these toys, why some are more expensive than the other, and not in general, just these Headmasters from Titan's Return. And then seeing nerds arguing about this crap about what's canon on forums.
And the target masters aren't headmasters, and the headmasters shouldn't have had headmasters in the Legends releases. It's actually
pretty damn funny. I'm over here with bots in my cart like, oh, so Misfire is almost $200 for no reason, both in Hasbro and Legends release. Got it. And technically I'm not completing my Headmasters collection because he's not really a Headmaster. But the Legends figure is the one to buy, if you were asking. What the hell am I even talking about anymore? Yeah, exactly. You're welcome. On to my final thoughts. All of the criticisms aside, Titan's Return, the Netflix toys, really have brought a lot of old figures back to life with amazing details in the molds, super detailed Headmasters, and while every set of bots can't have their 80s gimmicks or modes, you gotta give props to the creative geniuses behind bringing these figures back to life. While every toy can't be peak, right? We get a lot of things on the way as the years go by that really take us to a place where the nostalgia of us 40 to 50 plus year olds is satisfied. And every year the ingenuity gets better, the offerings get cooler. I know that I didn't really get into the weeds with these character backgrounds in this video because I really wanted to illustrate that in part 1, that depending on how you consume Transformers, everybody is going to have a different relationship and perspective on these characters. And while videos like this are nice, and the ones that others before me have made are nice, it's just best to do your own research regarding some characters. I personally don't like speaking in absolutes regarding anything because when I was 7, when these characters were introduced, and trying to have a discussion with a 20-something-year-old walking almanac if you don't know every piece of fiction is like me trying to have a conversation with my dad about what he experienced as someone who grew up in the 50s and 60s, and me, somebody with internet and a fishbowl brain, have read and know about the 60s and 50s and correcting him at every turn. And not to play victim, it's definitely a two-way street with my fellow unks talking to the Utes, who accept Megatron as a tank and calling their generation soft, as if a lot of them didn't grow up watching their parents have mental breakdowns anytime a black person walked into a grocery store with them. And if you made it this far, I've said all that bullshit to say that I dig them. They're not perfect. They're definitely not something that I'm looking to upgrade if they do another run of Headmasters in the future. And I'm really just thankful of this journey and jumping back into Transformers in this weird time in the world that we're in. I can just shut my brain off just for a little while and travel back to a time where nothing mattered besides having a big old bowl of cereal, Saturday morning cartoons are on the TV, and my brothers and I are just hanging out being kids. I'm not here to be a historian or deliver the news. I'm just in my own lane hanging out with Kid Wayne and thinking of how fortunate I was then and how fortunate I am now. Living life in parallels, and hopefully if you do watch my videos from beginning to end, you get reminded of that period of time in life where it felt like that. Or maybe you're living it now. Or maybe you're just caught up in the world now and you needed to hear from someone else that it's okay to be kind to yourself. And to others too, especially the folks who may not have delivered the perfect Headmaster toys, but damn if they didn't send me on a journey to really get to know this lot, and I'll always be thankful for that. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and continue to be a cool person and welcome other people with open arms into this space, despite the little digs you hear me make here and there about Reddit nerds or someone going, actually. It's just all fun and games at the end of the day, but that's it. Peace out till next time. I'm 137, and these are the Headmasters.